just gonna be M with the two dudes laying back here. What's up?
Word.
Where are we?
Should I say in bed again or no?
You can say whatever
We're
you want.
We're in bed. That was only funny the first time.
Yeah.
That's still kind of funny.
Maybe.
I would chuckle.
No, chuckle.
That's fine. All right, so we're in Columbus, Ohio for the Arnold Sports Festival 2016.
Yeah, you competed.
I did.
How'd you do?
I got second in bikini F class, which was pretty awesome. Big show.
What does F class mean?
F class means you're a giraffe because you're tall. It's the tallest bikini class.
5'8" and up.
Wait,
It's 5'7" and up.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're 6'3",
Then you're still in F class.
does it
You
look
just
funny
look
on stage?
awkward. Yeah.
The
Oh.
person's way bigger.
Yeah, because everybody else is like here and you're like here.
Y'all's heels have to be.
They have to
the
be.
same height.
Yeah. They all have to be 5 inches.
Really, that?
Yeah. F class is for the tall people. It's the tallest class.
And then for overall, you put all the short asses and the tall giraffes together.
Yeah, it's a big melting pot. So you have the winner from A, B, C, D, E, and F all compete to see who wins out of them.
That doesn't seem fair.
It's. I mean, the pro level, and yeah, once you get to IFBB, like there's no height classes. It's all just everybody.
I'm just trying to imagine
Yeah.
Matt Vincent being mingled with the under 200s.
That's true.
I'm just saying, we gotta get Matt in that bikini, man.
Can't respect a man that's under 200 pounds.
Nope.
So, I'm a lot under 200 pounds. I guess there's no respect here.
No. Let's see. What can we talk about?
What should we talk about?
Let's talk
Chrissy,
about-
give us a live Q&A.
Let's talk about Instagram. That seems to be something that's come up with.
dangerous
How much do you
land.
believe it helps being a hot chick on Instagram versus being, say, just hypothetically a chubby 280-pound guy? Theoretically.
I would say the market for hot chicks is a lot easier to break into than
think so.
it really is. But like actually, like statistically speaking,
Yeah.
like women consume more media. Women consume more media, and there's pervy dudes that like to look at women. So like if you're a female, like you can market to women and the pervy dudes at the same time. God, that's bad.
Just wait till they find out that there's porn sites on the internet. You can look up.
What did you gag for?
I don't like porn.
How do
What
you
do you
not
play
like...
Marry, Fuck, Kill?
Oh.
We could do that.
But then it can't go on YouTube because people
What?
see it.
Yeah, I can go on.
Porn sites.
No, we can put it up on.
No, just put on one of those
podcast.
fake mustaches. You can say whatever you want.
Why are there fake mustaches?
I brought a bunch in case.
Yeah, you could say whatever you want if you say no offense after.
No offense.
No offense.
Yeah, it's easier to be a hot chick on the internet.
It really is though. Like
And for guys, you gotta be talented or do something.
It's true. And then people don't really care.
you have to be talented, do something, or have a lot of money, or be good looking.
What does the money thing have to do with anything?
Because you can buy shit, and people are like, "Oh, this person can buy shit. They have it together. Like they probably are somebody that I should like," which
Is
is
it-
totally backwards.
Is that supposed to be inspiring? I don't
No,
get
I mean it's supposed to be, but it's not, because it's paper thin.
that. I also
Literally.
don't get like why pictures of like here's my Lulu haul, here's my meals, here's a selfie in the locker room at the gym.
I can't even speak on that because I take a lot of selfies.
Well, it's
but, you
okay,
know,
but
you know.
you've shown training videos at
True.
least.
True that. I think I really do think it's important to show what you do.
True that.
Like not just be a little square picture. Like there's too much vapid representation of people. Like, cause let's be honest. Like,
Let's be honest.
let's be
Fucking
honest.
nailed it.
I could crush that one out of the park.
Like it's easy to.
Dry land is not a myth. Chris, you get that message?
I didn't look at it.
Oh, cool. You busy?
I'm reading something.
What are you reading?
Poem.
The Bible.
A poem?
No, I'm definitely not reading that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Right. Because I mean, it's easy as shit for anybody to take a selfie, but it's different to like post about how you're training, or when you're having bad training days, like the videos of it, like. Because people expect you to be this perfect lifter that has perfect shit together all the time, and that just doesn't happen. It's just not how it is, man.
So how do you feel about like people not having to do much and being rewarded for it, being like winning the genetic lottery?
I mean, it is just a lottery. Like, it comes into play, but I'm also like of the line of thinking that your genetics will only take you so far. Like, there's the whole cliche of, you know, hard work beats talent and talent doesn't work hard, and I fully believe in that. Like, I don't think I'm technically genetically gifted per se for bodybuilding. Like, I'm not
I would
genetically...
say you're a little bit more than just not, though. I mean, at
Yeah,
the same
I
time,
wouldn't
you
say I'm
weren't
not like
fucking-
genetically disadvantaged.
You weren't born looking like me, and then decide you want to be really good at bikini. Like, it's fucking long road, sweetheart, and it's just not going to be for you.
Well,
You know, play to your strengths for sure, right?
But yeah, you have to keep in perspective your personal strengths. Like, so my personal strength might not, like, my legs have always been my thing. Like, I was born with giant legs, and like that was always my number one critique, and that'll probably always be my number one critique. But you've got to take that and do what you can with it. And then I play to my strengths. So like, my strengths are my posing, my strengths are my stage presence, my strengths just as like a competitor are the overall package that I bring to the stage. So while I have to continually work on stuff like my legs, like there's other things that also make me really, really strong that can help me beat other people that may have better legs than me.
That's interesting that you're framing this all in the context of competing, because there's plenty of people that put out this, I don't know what it's supposed to be, is it like a lifestyle where they don't actually, they want to be a part of this world, they want to be a part of this community and just have recognition for
The big fuck up
Working
and
out.
stuff like that, dude, is
for
you
working
know,
out.
Like, they
it's
just want to be applauded for going to the gym on a daily basis.
Yeah, for not being lazy for an
Right.
hour a day.
Which is, that's a sad reflection on our culture, though, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because we're the products of the media we
I
consume.
like
Yeah.
Culture Club.
culture.
You know, Carver Chameleon. That's what I say. Come, chameleon.
It's true.
They come and go.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of people. I was joking at dinner that walking around at the Arnold, stop by any booth, and chances are that I've won as many championships as everybody there.
Right, right. And it's just
Zero.
like, why are these people
Not
awarded?
me.
You say,
Because, I mean, I guess there's something about those people that people latch onto, whether that's an authentic thing or not.
Yeah.
And so, like, in the context of social media, like, pretty girls are easy to catch on to because people like looking at pretty girls. But I don't think that lasts. Like, you can be an attractive person, but if you're a shit person,
Or if you're
like,
boring as fuck.
yeah, like, if
Boring
you are, like,
as
talking to a
fuck.
piece of toast, like, you're not
Toast?
gonna last very long. Like, I don't.
Toast Gaines, Vincent.
So, I met him this weekend.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
You're
Vincent.
so good.
Yeah.
Vincent, you're a good guy.
Vincent and Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah, you're all right.
Yeah. I love you, Sarah.
Um,
Yeah, I think like you have to have substance to you in order to last for a long time, in order to do something with your career.
yeah. Yeah.
Like to actually have a career and not just
Well-
be a gym douche.
The problem is people that set out with the end goal of being famous.
And I think that's bullshit. Like, I did not get into this to get famous.
Well, it
Like, I
doesn't
don't think
really
I'm
work that way.
famous. Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
It can short term, but I think there's probably a ceiling to it.
Yeah. And like fame is fleeting anyway. Like, then at the end of the day, I would rather be an athlete than be a famous person.
Right, like, are you really gonna care? Who's gonna care that you stood in line for 3 hours to get some chick with, try not to say names, some fucking loser ass dude. Never seen a guy with tattoos who works out before, you know?
I don't have
Right
any
here.
tattoos, but I work out. Do I count still?
No.
I don't do
Right here.
fitness. I don't have tattoos.
right.
It's fine. It's cool.
There's like a 4-hour line for this guy, Matt Vincent.
Matt
I don't get it. I don't get it.
He's
Me
pretty
neither.
alright.
What has he done?
He picks some stuff up.
Fucking poops good, lays
Throw-
around good, holds down furniture. Fucking whatever.
Quality human.
But you talk about being like a shit person. Do you think like that? I don't know. There's plenty of shitty people with lots of followings,
Right.
with big followings and
Oh, yeah.
everything. What do you mean by it won't last?
I mean, I guess this is just a personal thing. Like, I believe in karma, for
Mhm.
one thing, but like, in order to truly make a difference in the lives of people, you have to have a genuine personality and a genuine heart. And I think that comes from genuinely wanting to help people. And that's what fitness is ultimately about. It's health and fitness. It's about not just being a competitor. It's not just about having people like wait in line for you to take pictures with you. It's about making people's lives better. Because we do live in a culture where we're extremely unhealthy for the most part. Like Western culture is shit. So if you want to have like a genuine fitness career, it's not about how many Instagram followers you have. It's about how many lives you genuinely can impact and change for the better.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
What do all the girls who post Lulu hauls, or all the guys that post all their supplements or their new kicks, how are they helping? Or is that just
I don't think that's help. I mean, like,
is that just part of their life, showing the lifestyle?
I think that's part of like the life they live. Like, it's okay to be proud of the stuff that you have, but there's also a line between being happy to have these things and then shoving it in people's faces. Like, I think part of it when people chronically do it, it's like an inner response to needing acceptance, and people feel acceptance by like buying things and showing people what they have, but it's at the end of the day it's essentially meaningless. Like, it's just a possession.
Yeah, I guess it's all pretty meaningless.
It's not a connection.
It's just a hobby.
Yeah.
He gets paid for it.
Yeah. And like if you have a hobby like collecting shoes or like collecting fucking Lululemon, like whatever, that's your thing, but
it's just weird how many people
right.
like can put fit in their name and never show
never
anything,
like show an
any-
athletic thing.
Yeah.
Well, like fitness dick in your mouth. Nailed it.
Got him.
Fucking God.
Crushed it.
Hitting dingers all day.
Slapping fucking dingers.
What's a dinger?
Fucking dinger derby, yeah. Read a book.
I didn't put that on my required readings.
Fucking read an audio book.
What do you want to talk about?
What's next?
You got anything you want to talk about?
I don't know.
What-
Fucking
what-
Arnold's confusing.
Yeah.
It is.
The Arnold, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot.
it's all
There's
of
a
the
lot of,
really-
there's a lot of clash of cultures.
It's basically all of the things I really like about fitness and
And then all the
strength
things
and
you
everything I
really hate.
And it's not that I hate. It's just things I just fucking don't get.
Yeah.
And I just feel old. And it's, you know. Well, I just don't fucking get it. Like, I don't. It's. You know, Rich Piana's a fucking easy target. But, like, I just don't fucking understand why a person would spend $20 on an empty fucking gallon milk jug.
That's marketing for you.
Sure, but I just don't get it.
Me neither, man.
I'm not mad that Rich is successful in selling stuff. I wish there wasn't a market for it.
Yeah. But
You know, I wish
he's
people
created.
were smart enough to say that's fucking dumb, and then it forced everyone to make better stuff.
Or just go to Kroger and buy a gallon of water and
Any of those
and
things
draw
are-
5% on it.
Right.
If you really want it.
I mean, it just.
There's a lot of clash. Yeah, there's like a lot of people that genuinely want to help, and then there's a lot of people that you're genuinely just like, well, like that you feel like are just there for the money or the attention.
You know, meanwhile, I see some fucking physique guy, which are fucking great. I mean, that's what you do, cool. And then like a line of people, you know, like dying to get in on that, you know, and I'm willing to bet that following is all
Oh yeah.
cars and pictures and fucking bullshit, even if it's any of it's really theirs. You know, it's fake it till you make it culture is could possibly be, and it's as famous for nothing. It's Kardashians and other garbage.
It really does make you wonder, like, why are these people even famous? Like, what do they
Meanwhile,
do? Yeah.
I watched Zadrunas and Brian Shaw walk freely through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
He was fucking strongest guy in history.
Right. Or even some of like the just like top weightlifters and shit, like the people that are actually out there doing stuff, not just putting shit on Instagram. Like, and I think there's like a really confusing message that you have to do Instagram in order to do fitness. Or you have to do social media in order to do fitness, or you have to use social media to prove your fitness, which like it's a really great environment to find like encouragement and support. And I mean, like, shit, I found you guys through Instagram. Like, it's a great tool, but it's also a dangerous one because, and especially with bodybuilding, because it encourages vanity.
It's basically like a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could hurt you.
Yeah.
But you gotta behave.
So how
That's what I say.
do you consider yourself well adjusted? The ups and downs of bodybuilding and body composition.
Like in terms of in season, off season,
Yeah.
those changes. there's definitely times that it's a lot harder than others, and especially this prep, I've had to like mentally prepare myself for the off season, just because like you get so lean and you work so hard to get so lean, and that's when you place, and that's when you do well, and that's when there is more attention from people. That's when more people are interested in what you're doing. But you also have to remember that like the body you have in your off season is the reason you look like you do in your in season, and it's like that's the body in your off season is generally one that lets you have, you know, help like healthier relationships. It lets you do more things like with your family, with your friends. You don't ache as much, you get better sleep, like you live a little bit more. So like each one has a place and each one has a purpose, and each one is deserving of love because they're a part of your life. So it's like there's hard times and there's easy times, but then you also, like I personally just also have to like draw back and remember like, hey, it's still your body, like it's still this incredible mechanism that allows you to do not just fitness, but like this body still lets me hug people. This body still lets me like think and be the dean's list every semester. Like it's not just about what it looks like on stage. And you get stronger when you eat more, so it's like there's pros and cons to each season. But it's definitely I'd say I feel pretty well adjusted. Like the longer you do it, the easier it gets, I feel like. For me at least. Like my first off season was like, damn, this kind of sucks.
How'd you overcome that? How did you overcome that and not develop an eating disorder? Like so many
people.
So many people that when Chrissy and I lived in New York, reading like poring over dozens and dozens and dozens of emails being like, I did a figure show and now I have an eating disorder, help.
I mean, I think for me personally, the fact that I dealt with an eating disorder before I ever competed has helped steer me away from ever going back there, just because I know what that's like already. Not just from, you know, what my body looks like standpoint, but from how I felt mentally. There's nothing worth it to me to go back to that. So, like, I'm very mentally conditioned to not letting myself go back to that. But in terms of like, the question was avoiding it? Like, avoiding going off the rails?
Yeah, or how you overcome it or overcame it.
I think having a solid support system, and this is the problem that happens with a lot of physique competitors, is they isolate themselves when they're prepping for shows. They get so focused on this one goal, they get so focused on this one show, they get so focused on this one body fat percentage that they alienate all the people in their life and they forget about literally everything else, and they just get consumed with it. And then when that day is over, it's almost like a depression. And so if you've alienated everyone else in your life and you don't have anyone to help you through that period, then you're going to be miserable, and the cycle just gets worse. And it's the circle of binge eating and being unhappy and not having anybody to, you know, actually help you deal with your issues, the fact that show is over. But then also just focusing on getting stronger. I think that's where being a strength athlete has really helped me instead of just a bodybuilder. And I don't want to say that, you know, people that don't train like me aren't strong, but training for strength and not just for aesthetics, that really helps you get over seeing your body as just a body that looks a certain way. It's a body that can do some pretty rad shit.
I think you hear that a lot from a lot of the girls that have gone from figure to
like powerlifting or weightlifting, yeah.
Like Karina and Shay from
because it's completely transformative. Like,
yeah,
it's amazing to push your body to that. Like,
seems like it's empowering.
It really is, especially for women. Like, being trained since we're little to always be shrinking and always be smaller. And I mean, when you're getting ready for a show, you are supposed to be getting smaller, so that kind of follows the trend that we've been societally told to follow since we were born. But strength training doesn't tell you to be small. It just tells you to move as much as you can. It tells you to put some weight on your back and do what you can with it. And so, like, as a woman, and also as a woman, you're told that you don't belong there. That you don't belong lifting heavy stuff. Like, that you aren't...
You don't deserve as big of a prize when you win.
Right. Yeah,
this fucking barbershop dude said something real interesting to me today.
What?
He was doing the design in my head and started talking about, he's like, man, all you girls are real beautiful, everybody you've had over at the booth. And he said, I was really surprised to hear that what you guys do. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I mean, like the deadlifting and the squatting and the benching and the weightlifting, like usually the girls that do those things aren't super beautiful like all of you guys. And it just kind of, I was just kind of like,
struck you in like a weird way.
It was just kind of weird. Like he was really surprised to hear that all the pretty girls at the booth were strength athletes.
Right, and I think that
weird that it's so pervasive still.
Right, it comes like I think it's like in society, especially like we put women in boxes. Like you're either pretty, or you're smart, or you're strong, or you're really good at this, or you're really good at that. It's never an and.
Yeah.
It's never a you can be pretty and smart and strong and intelligent if you want to be all those things. You don't have to be pretty if you don't want to. You don't have to lift 300 pounds if you don't want to. You don't have to do any of this shit if you don't want to.
You don't have to be smart if you were born with the wrong parents.
Yeah, like you don't have to do any of that shit, but like society's like, no, you get to be one or the other. So I think that lifting teaches, and at least it taught me that you're allowed to be more than one thing. You're allowed to be all these super awesome things. Like you get to be a vast like individual.
And bringing that back to that helped you mentally, and so it sounds like you're saying it helped you not be so one-dimensional.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I will definitely admit, like, my very first prep when I started competing 2 years ago, I definitely got very obsessed with it. Like, I definitely think I felt a little bit of that vanity aspect. Like, oh, I'm prepping for the show. Like, I'm great. I'm fantastic. Yada, yada, yada. But then shortly after, like, I started strength training, like, getting more into that. And it teaches you, like, oh, you may look good, but the barbell tells you something different. Like, it doesn't tell you that you don't look good, but the barbell tells you you can be a hell of a lot more.
Ball don't lie.
Yeah, it don't. It don't. It just cares about gravity and getting you back in touch with it.
So that's it.
Believe in gravity.
Yeah.
Gravity's a
Gravity is
myth.
Fucking myth.
I don't do gravity.
Goddamn baller.
Ballers, shot callers.
Gravity is a myth like the earth is round.
Yeah, where the car's sinking in water.
Now, technically, even if the Earth's flat, it's still round, eh? It's a circle.
It's
like a disc.
Scores.
It's a disc. What if it's a rounded edge?
So is all of like the rhetoric about being like hardcore and like you need to cut people out of your life if they're not supportive of your goals? That's so, it's a bodybuilding thing. You don't hear powerlifters doing that. You don't hear weightlifters doing that. You don't hear strongmen or Highland Games guys saying that kind of stuff.
What do we not do?
Talk about like how if people
Act
don't
like-
support what you're doing, you need to just nix them.
Yeah, you need to cut them out of your life.
I
and-
throw fucking rocks in the field. Take it down, big.
Yeah.
People care about my rocks.
So do you think that contributes to that whole like process of developing a disorder because you're alienating so many people?
I definitely-
Like, you're not hardcore because you step into the gym and sweat for 1 hour a day.
Right, and you're not hardcore because you cut people out of your life because they don't do the exact same thing as you. Like my parents, like
people need to understand that everyone's different and everyone has individual hobbies, and like not all your friends have time to even care to support your goals.
None of my friends
Right.
work out.
You
Right.
can't be like oh I'm working out I work out 4 hours a day, and if you can't accept that I don't have room for you.
Yeah, it's-
Right.
because what are you doing to support their hobby of
right. Like, what if
I
they
don't
want a
know,
bird
big-
call and you don't go bird
What if
call with
they
them?
Hunting.
Like,
What if they want to
Yeah,
my hobby's
anal
shit.
porn?
yeah
Fucking
well,
support.
what like
Someone's to lose.
I mean,
What-
I don't
what if
play
they
with
hunt?
porn, but
right, and you don't support it.
what if they hunt or they like shooting or something
Yeah.
else like that?
It's true.
You know?
I mean, I think with like cutting people out, if someone is completely like they degrade you all the time for
Right.
what you're doing, like if they're a very negative presence in your
Oh, well,
life,
yeah, of course.
then get them out. But just because somebody doesn't do the exact same thing that you do in the exact same way doesn't mean that you need to get them out of your life. You need diversity in your circle. You can't just be surrounded, and that goes back to the being one-dimensional thing. You can't
Yeah,
surround
believe
yourself with
diversity is
one-dimensional
old
people.
wooden
It is
Civil
no
War
worship. Yeah. Back when
Old wooden
that
shit.
crashed because that was during the time when they thought the earth was round.
Yeah, we're definitely in the flat years now,
The flash.
Yeah.
as they'll call it. The flat months.
Should we inform the people about this?
Nah, I got a little bit more testing to do.
A little more research and development.
I'll get some good looks out of the window tomorrow.
Wait, Jen was at dinner with you guys?
Yeah,
I love her.
she was very sweet.
You never met her?
No.
Honey Bun's fit.
She's hot.
Tell her said what up.
Tell her to say hey. Hi,
What's
Jen.
up?
You don't know?
You're pretty.
You're pretty.
She's
I don't,
really-
I don't know who she is, but what's
Oh.
up? Not my type, but she's still
cute.
hot.
She's cute.
She's hot.
What are you talking about?
Honey Bun's fit.
I like her.
She's a cutie.
I like my women like.
I like that you have the
coffee.
privacy screen on your phone. That's nice.
Right?
Quiet.
Well, I got it because, like, if I'm ever, like, on a plane or
Yeah,
something
that's
looking
what
at client
it is.
emails, I don't want somebody to see my clients, like, half naked in their underwear, like, in their progress pictures.
Yeah,
Like,
they should pay for that.
today.
The price is right.
The price is right.
Tower either. Don't get me wrong. And it's not mutually
The ivory
exclusive. You could
tower.
be an athlete that does figure
Right.
or physique or fucking bodybuilding,
Right.
but you don't have to be an athlete to be good at it.
Right. Oh, I agree with that 100%.
And especially, I mean, God, it really weirds me out the idea of just competing in something that's so fucking subjective. On
That's
women.
real hard. It's
That's
real
the part I
fucking
really
hard.
struggle with. Is just like, so you bust your ass and you do all the right things, and it's still just someone's fucking opinion.
Right.
That's the win or loss.
And there's supposed to be standards that they follow, but
Sure,
they don't
but-
always
But it's
get
political.
followed. Yeah. And there's politics. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that comes back to, like, it has to
No
be
fucking
different.
politics to throwing rocks.
But, right, and it, with other sports, you're judged based off strictly performance.
Yeah, you do it or you
either
don't.
Lift the other
Yeah.
person or you don't. But then there's other things to be said about that. If you have a bad meat day, you know. But it's just crazy to me with bodybuilding how somebody's aesthetic genetics can I don't know, it's just completely subjective.
It's very odd. Like,
Yeah, and please don't mistake it. I think I'm always impressed by like bodybuilding or physique, the amount of dedication and discipline that takes. Because I clearly don't have it.
but you have it for other things.
Eh,
You know, like, everybody's got their thing.
sure. But I don't know. That just would I would really struggle with that because then at the end of the day, like the fucking ball's not even in my hand to make like to go for it. Like when showtime comes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you.
Like I didn't get to
squat.
fucking try harder.
Right.
You just. Oh, it's really strange.
It is very strange because but it comes down to, at least for me, like, I don't know, just controlling all the variables that I can control with what I'm given.
Right.
And then I have to be okay with the outcome. Like, I have to do everything that I can to try to win. And I think that screws a lot of people up too, is they think I did everything I possibly could and I got fourth call-outs. I'm a worthless piece of shit person. And people get into that trap, and it's like, no, you're not a piece of shit person. You still put in the work. It's just that's not what those people were looking for at that time, and that's why you can't lose yourself in it, because your placing is always up to someone else.
Now, is there shit like behind the scenes where, say, I mean, like relationship building or any of that? Like you build a relationship with the judges because you've known them, you've seen them at fucking tent shows, and
There's definitely,
or maybe the main
More-
sponsor of a fucking.
or the teams, like the big teams in an area. I know they're trying to get rid
Wait,
of this.
There's bodybuilding teams.
Yeah, like
That's a
very,
thing?
yeah, there's very large, especially with the women. I mean, obviously I'm not a male bodybuilder, so I can't speak on like the part of politics in male bodybuilding. But there's a lot of big teams with a lot of bikini competitors, with big
There's
name
a lot of big
coaches,
teams with really big rings.
with big rings.
Need some really nice things.
It's a really nice, really nice.
Big Team, Big James. That's what I say.
Big jeans. With some really big jeans.
That's what I say.
All these hoes in the
Oh,
new
we're talking
Toronto want to be me a
jeans?
little.
Oh, we're talking jeans?
I got a really big team, so we need some really big jeans.
Like some 48s.
Onion rings? Really big rings?
1748.
I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? It's your pretty ass, I guess you came in the
This is what
door.
happens when we try to talk seriously for too long.
Fetty Wap.
You know, it's interesting because hearing these two talk, like, there's a lot that, I mean, when I first got into the fitness world, I got into it via CrossFit.
Yeah.
And so I've just never quite, CrossFit appealed to me because I wanted to work out, but I didn't want to look like a bodybuilder. And it's been something that I think for a lot of outsiders, it's difficult. The whole culture is really
It's
difficult.
very
to
confusing.
Very difficult.
Yes.
to
When
understand.
you're first trying to, I totally always forget what it's like to be a beginner, and I'm almost glad, I am glad that when I was a beginner, like, fitness social media wasn't a thing in my life, because, like, it just allowed me to do what I like doing and to kind of, like, figure my own way out instead of trying to fit the trend or whatever the trend was at the time in terms of a sport. And so, like, that's kind of how I've just continued to be. Like, you don't have to fit a mold
Yeah, that's
over what
true.
everyone else is doing. Like, What was that even question? I don't even know. I just started talking.
No, I just think it's interesting to hear your perspective on this because
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that.
Right. But like.
So how would you judge progress? Like for me, it's easy. I can say I'm stronger. I'm lifting more weights.
Mm-hmm.
How did I go in competition? Yeah. Did I throw further than last year?
Progress in terms of from show to show, or like during, like from the in season to the off season, like throughout.
Like show to show, because with the judging being as subjective, I guess, as it is. That,
Right.
I mean, you're not exactly hitting PRs.
Right. I mean, some of it does come down to how you place, because if you're consistently placing better, then that generally means you're getting better. But honestly, like, it just comes down to comparison with your last body that you bring. And, like...
Right.
So, and especially this is why I value, like, having solid coaching so much, because they can be much more objective about your body and the changes that you're making than you can, because you're always your own worst critic. But just adding quality tissue over the years, like developing denser tissue over the years. But I definitely think placing comes into play. Like, I've consistently placed better every single season, so to me that is a sign that I'm getting better and going in the direction that I need to go, placing better at higher level shows, like more competitive shows like the Arnold. But it definitely is, like, you don't have a weight on the bar when you're on stage to judge, like, oh, I lifted more this time than I did last time. And it's a mixed bag. I mean, I guess with stuff like powerlifting, it's a mixed bag depending on who's lifting with you, like, if they just are better than you.
Yeah, but it's not. Like, I mean, for me, it's about, my journey and my pushing myself. Especially when I go compete. I would far rather throw 5 PRs and take third than go out and throw like shit and win.
Yeah, just because you're with other people who threw like shit.
Yeah, because I'm with a weaker crowd.
Yeah.
The worst is fucking winning something you didn't do well in.
Right. Or like going to a show where there's, 5 competitors and you get 5th and you're like, oh, I placed top 5. Like,
brought piss to a shit fight.
so many eloquent analogies. Just put it in a Nerf gun.
Were you around when we were handing out donuts and like some of the people were walking up like little raccoons and like grabbing them and scurrying off?
My gosh.
Oh god, that was the best thing ever. That was the best part of the
Oh
Arnold.
my god, that was probably like a frenzy.
Half of them had bites out of them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're taking donut grape. That's such a raccoon.
That's gross.
There's gonna be a bunch of bitches with mono.
Everybody's gonna be sick after the Arnold because there's so many germs.
It's kissing disease.
Hey, listen.
It's true. You get that shit in middle school.
Well, hopefully my herpes flare-up died down.
Yeah, no, we got through it, dude.
If you guys came, we got
Hey,
donuts.
if everybody has it, it's like no one has it.
Yeah.
It's true.
If everybody's doing it, it's okay.
Yeah, it's like AIDS.
Becomes the new norm.
Yeah. Norm MacDonald.
If you ignore it, it goes away. That's how I beat cancer.
Oh my god. Just never pay attention to it. Don't go to the doctor, you're not sick, that's what I say.
So how do you go pro?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay.
Now this may
And
actually
what is the
more obvious and legit than going pro in Highland Games.
Yeah, and what's the difference?
What's the difference between like amateur and pro?
Well, pros only compete against other pros, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Hopefully you best be getting piss aid.
Because actually, that's another thing. Okay, but so like the federation that I'm in right now is the FPC. That's the amateur division of
What does
the
that stand for?
National Physique Committee, and that is the United States amateur division of the IFBB, which is the International Federation of Bodybuilding. So, and that's the professional federation. So the NPC is the amateur, the IFBB is the pro. So if you want to go pro, the first step is you have to actually compete in a show. Like,
Nice.
you can't go pro without competing in an NPC show.
That makes
in the United
sense.
States. Yeah.
That's good.
Second step is you have to qualify for nationals. So to qualify for nationals, you have to get top 3 at a national qualifier event. And like, if you sign up for a show, they'll tell you this is a national qualifier. So top 3 qualifies you for nationals, which there are, I think there's 3 or 4 national shows a year, and then top 5 at a national qualifier show qualifies you for the junior national shows, so junior USAs and junior nationals. Those are typically in the summer. And then to earn your pro card, you have to go to one of those national shows and you have to get a certain placing. So at junior USAs, for example, the top 3 in the overall comparison get their pro cards. At junior nationals, all of the height class winners get their pro cards. So each national or junior national level show has a different placing requirement that gets you your pro card. But you have to win one of those titles to get your pro card.
That's more legit than turning pro in the Highland Games.
How do you turn pro in the Highland Games?
You meet enough athletic directors that you think you can get invites to professional contests, and then you just put your hands in the air and say, I think I'm a pro now. Yeah, and you go to those things.
I did it. But yeah, and then once you go pro, there are some shows where there is like a prize, like a cash prize for winning.
Can you go back after you go pro, or is it like
No.
going black?
It's like going black.
Okay.
Once you go black, you never go back. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you maintain your pro status. But if you're an amateur and you qualify for nationals,
You need to compete X amount once a year to maintain your pro card.
that might be. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is, but then there's people that I know that like haven't competed in years and they're still considered a pro.
Like, what does
I'm
Leanna
sure
Carr
they-
do?
I think they hold that pro status.
But they
got their
can't.
Pro card.
But I don't think they can compete, which I don't know how they would get back. I don't know.
It's always
That's-
seemed like there's people that work to get the pro card and then don't ever do fuck all once.
And then they stop.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like, what's the point?
Losers.
Same shit happens with strongman.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, yeah, I can see that. Cause it's different because you get your pro card, whereas like you can have your fucking record taken away or broken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause some people work towards like breaking a fucking American record, but then eventually
Someone's gonna take it over.
People are getting fucking weaker.
I mean, even with
True that. No,
even
with
with
diet.
bodybuilding, there's gonna be somebody that breaks.
With modern nutrition and money,
And fucking like recovery units and shit like that.
science,
And
Like-
bear steroids. Bear
Yeah,
weights.
bigger,
barreloids,
better stiff.
then bear burger,
Right. Fucking dancing bears, motherfucker.
Bears playing loots.
some
You got
shitty
fucking
banjo
music.
playing fucking bear. Least they could do. If you're a fucking bear with the hand-eye coordination to play an instrument, you shouldn't be that stupid fucking guitar drum. Fucking dickhead banjo players.
Where is this going?
I'm not eating any bears. It's got fucking bears playing goddamn instruments.
Man's gotta have fucking standards, Chrissy. My knee feels like
It's
fucking mush.
Okay,
Dog
what is
shit.
round table, and we'll wrap this up. Best and worst part of the Arnold.
Oh God.
Go.
Oh shit. I'm not
No.
starting. Somebody else start.
Okay, the best
Fucking war
part.
crime of a
No, it
bathroom.
has to be actually at the.
At the expo.
It
Yeah.
has to be actually like at the Arnold. It can't be like dinner tonight when it was over.
Trying to think of the worst part.
Best. And the best is it's summer camp.
Yeah.
And so you get to
This
fucking
one
go
time
hang out
at
with
the
all your fucking
Arnold.
friends at the same place. There's nowhere
Yeah.
else I'll go that I get to see
So many people.
you guys and Silent Mike and fucking this, hat
It's a
full of
giant-
rings.
Because you know what else? Like a lot of people get like
There you go.
people talk about like nationals
Why don't
and
you
stuff.
sit in?
But
Right.
when you're at powerlifting nationals, you only see your power friends. When you're at weightlifting nationals, you only see your weightlifting friends. Shit like that. So it's kind of like the Arnold's kind of like
Everyone.
What?
Yeah, it's everyone.
Yeah, because like you don't really get it. I mean, like you miss a big chunk of people at the CrossFit Games. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
The Arnold's got everything, and you see everyone.
Because
Yeah.
it's so fucking long. and
Yeah.
Exhausting.
I know.
It's fucking
Drawn
brutes.
out.
But you know what? If we had a bigger fucking booth, it wouldn't be as exhausting because there'd be more fucking space.
We could
To
put
breathe.
cots
And then
in
we
there.
could shoot people with.
We could have a nap
t-shirt
room.
cannons.
Yeah, just fucking nap rooms. We
Can
get some
we
of those
get,
zero
like
G, like
a
zero
thing that
G
we can
chairs.
stand on
And I
above
think
everyone
a lot of the
else
issue was
next
only
year and like have a
so many
donut gun and
people.
shoot
Yeah,
everyone
so-
with it.
So we were like up and around so much.
The plan next year is to have a tandem booth with Hate Brand Goods.
I thought you were
And
gonna
we're
say
gonna
to
have
have a tanning bed at the booth.
True that too.
We're
I'd
gonna
like
have a
to get
tandem
a,
booth. And it's
I'm
gonna
looking
be
to get a nice fucking base tan next year before
Yeah,
the
and we're
Arnold.
gonna have
For Arnold.
basically a bunk bed version of a booth.
There'll be a lot of zip lines.
So
Oh,
people,
can we get a zip
people
line?
have to.
Of course.
Matt will be up there on top, like yelling, and
Well, so I'm gonna have one of those fucking megaphones like I would steer the boat with.
right, and people have
To
to.
the port! Port side!
People-
Kraken coming! And
If,
that just means some kid with his nips
the
out.
Kraken. What?
Just fucking
yeah,
kids with their nips
male
out.
nips, male nips. Yeah, when people have to shout out their order up to Matt, and if he likes them enough, he's gonna fire a t-shirt cannon, and they have to go chase down their order.
I would say one of the worst things is basically, I mean, look, I didn't do a lot of research into the brand, but I would say flex till you're famous is something I just want to fucking barf all over.
That like just the
whole fucking
the
concept
concept of the
sentence.
name
So
that encapsulates Instagram.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were still a thing.
I didn't either.
Wait,
So,
what? They were there?
I saw a hat that said it.
Apparently
So
we're
remember
clueless
Jayhawk?
motherfuckers.
Do you remember Jayhawk? Josh Hopkins?
No.
He was the biggest fuckboy of all fuckery. I think he disappeared, but he was one of their sponsored. I remember he was in their sponsor.
I heard he'd sucked more dicks than he's had hot meals. You know, I heard that was true, but then lunch, he skipped lunch and...
I'm gonna get one of those like hipster like back spine tattoos with that on it. On it. It's gonna be in like really nice, pretty cursive.
No,
writing.
just figure it all out in
You build
emojis.
100 bridges.
Yeah. Build
You fuck
100,
one goat, you're a goat fucker.
Would you rather?
Build.
build 100 bridges or fuck a goat?
goat.
I don't have the architectural skills. Fucking,
I'm just lazy.
yeah. Goat puss is supposed to be good.
Goat cheese is good. So, I mean,
Same thing for
Flex Till You're Famous was the best, or was the worst?
What was-
Michelle,
what was
that's
what was
the
your
worst part
yeah.
of the Arnold. Michelle's back there too.
Hi.
Chrissy and Michelle are sharing
chilling.
that.
They're
Just
scissoring.
yell because
Okay.
whatever.
The best part was the people watching, probably.
Oh, God.
I really loved everybody's faces over at the booth next to us holding up the giant foam dumbbell all the time.
That was so fucking
Everybody
retarded.
loved it.
Look at this
And it was
fucking
just
weight,
the
man.
weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
No, I'm gonna make a struggle
But it made
face.
me laugh every time, so it was really good.
They look like foreign
Hey,
tourists.
watch me take this fucking
It
picture.
was.
Ooh.
Chrissy, best and worst part. Well, I figured like the worst part for you, Michelle, would be going a whole day without a dip.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I went, seriously, because I usually, it's kind of like clockwork. I go into work every day, I eat my breakfast,
Have
and
a
then
whipper.
we print all the orders, and so right about like 10 o'clock I have my ritual morning chew, and while I'm packing orders. And that didn't happen. That definitely didn't happen.
But you didn't kill anybody as far as
I
we
didn't.
know.
I didn't. I got a little chugry every once in a while with people who are a little, like
little
hangry,
what?
like hangry, but chugry.
Oh.
It's a nicotine
oh.
I just get my patience would be shortened.
Short circuit.
Yeah.
Snappy Michelle comes out.
It's a goddamn t-shirt, motherfucker. We don't need to have a 30-minute
Well-
conversation about it.
Exactly.
But I love
Move
That's
on.
the worst part is when people come up and they have we only have like the large sizes left because we sold out of all the small ones on the first and second day. So the last day is fucking 3:30. The expo closes in 30 minutes and they're whining, "Oh, but I really wanted that. Oh, so I can't get it."
Sucks.
Sorry.
Man, I get it on with Hey Brand stuff. I'm sure you get it too, Chrissy, but like I'll post like a new item and people are like, "Oh, will these still be in Friday?" Like I don't get paid till Friday. I'm like,
Not my
"Look,
problem.
man, if fucking $26 isn't in your deal, like don't fucking buy a t-shirt from me. Just let's wait
know
a bit
what?
and get your shit
I
together."
can't promise that they won't sell out.
My
Right.
biggest pet peeve is when people like comment on my Instagram and they're like, "When are these gonna be restocked?" I'm like, I don't work for fucking shipping or for stocking or for ordering. I don't know.
Customer service.
Yeah, I'm one of the athletes. I don't know, man.
I just tell them to fucking email eatbutt@dicks.com.
Send dick pics with your name and address and t-shirt size.
Best,
The
worst
worst fucking part of the Arnold
is our customers.
The worst part of the Arnold is when you're walking around or like when other booths come up to you and try to give me free shit that I don't fucking want. like shitty shit, and I try to say like
shitty shit.
I don't need
protein
it,
parts.
and people just want to give me. There's nowhere to fucking put it, and I'm trying to be polite. I try to explain.
Yeah.
I don't, you know.
And you just have to
That's
take
gnarly
it.
because it's people that want to use me or my athletes as marketing mules. That fucking sucks. Or people who don't understand basic line or walking etiquette. You know, that's really bad.
Especially after living in New York for 2
Right.
years.
Best part of the Arnold is getting to meet the people who support the brand.
Yeah.
Definitely the people who walk up wearing like some of the first shirts we ever
Yeah.
made,
Yeah.
shirts from years ago, who cruise up and are so excited to get to support us. Like that is a cool feeling.
Yeah.
It was to see a line
Right?
for our booth almost the entire time was surreal.
Yeah.
It blew my mind because there were some really big companies there who didn't even experience that.
Yeah.
So our little 10 by 10 booth popping all weekend, I'm very grateful.
It's like the mom and pop
Yeah.
donut shops. You know
That's
that?
true.
Yeah.
Always better than Krispy Kreme.
Do
Always.
you want to go? Or you
I
want
think
me to?
all of our
still
fans
can't
are
think of a low
very. I think they support our brand constantly because they
And it's
feel like
genuine.
it is. It's very genuine. They feel like Doughnuts and Deadlifts is its own little family, and
Right.
everybody. It's very tight knit, and everybody supports everybody else. And
Right.
for the most part, everybody's very positive
And it's not just about what you look like or your fucking gym selfies. It's
Mhm.
about like being a human.
Yeah.
Just like doing what you like to do.
Yeah, and we sold every kind of shirt. You know, we had the tiny little shirts,
Yeah.
and we had the
Triple
big
XLs,
boy shirts, triple XLs.
Yeah.
Like everybody wears this shit.
Yeah. And I
And
feel
they
like
all love it.
And like people like it's not a giant company, so it's not that intangible thing where it's just like this fantasy land. It's like something that people can actually be a part of.
Yeah, and seeing people that we saw on the East Coast during our donut tour that came and talked
Right.
and hung out with us, and they're coming back again. It definitely tells us that we're doing something right.
That's the coolest thing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the Arnold is it is like summer camp. He's fucking out.
Yeah.
He's puke and rally, man. It is like summer camp, and I get to see people that I've grown close to by virtue of the internet. It's so easy to hate the internet for all the bad things it brings us, but it brings people together that you wouldn't see or meet any other way. Oh, hi, thanks. And it's cool because it's like we're obviously all here because we do have common passions and common interests, and you know, by fate, like distance puts us far apart, so we can't see each other and get sick of each other every day,
Right.
and that makes it special. And that's that, and having people bring us donuts
Oh
Yeah.
was that was incredible. Like that blew my
So
mind.
many people.
I figured like maybe like one person would or whatever if we begged them.
We had like
but we
6
had-
dozen donuts every day.
We are all
Yeah.
obese now, so thanks for getting us fat at a fitness show. And you know what? Like I don't even care about the bad because like all
you remember
the
the good.
bad, like all the human spectacle, like even that was good because I got to share moments of like, are you seeing this?
Yeah.
With other people, and it's other people that I love and that I cherish, and that's, and I'm trying to be a more positive person. So
Yeah.
I think doing these events really kind of also not only does it bring us closer to the customers and everything. I think us as a company and everybody who works for it really kind of it's an awesome bonding moment for all of us.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Because again, back to like the whole summer camp thing. Like, oh, I remember that one time at the Arnold.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that shit
'Cause
happened.
and
We had
even
a fucking sleepover for the last 5 days.
yeah,
Right.
even though it can be miserable while we're in it, like there's never been a time at any one of these events where
Yeah.
you look back on it and be like, you kind of laugh about it, like God, I was so angry, like I was so tired.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean we were there for a long time, but it didn't feel like each day was really long because we were constantly
busy.
engaged and
Yeah,
so
having
busy
fun,
and everything.
like-
We weren't sitting around at all.
Yeah.
I'm breaking the one rule you're supposed to not do on film is scratch your nose.
I play with my hair a lot, and I know it's
You know
annoying.
who Matt does that all the time.
Yeah.
The touch on his nose all the time.
So, you know,
The little nervous twitch.
Yeah.
my voice vibrates my nose, whatever. I got a nasally voice, I know that. I've heard myself enough now.
I sound like I'm 12, so.
Best and worst, you don't
Let's
even have to
see.
say the worst if you don't want.
I'm trying to think of the worst. I mean, I'll do the cliche, make it good out of a bed. Like, I would say the worst part would be like trying to walk 5 feet and then having somebody stop you, like when you're trying to get somewhere and be like, oh, can I take a picture with you? So like, I mean, it was just inconvenient, I guess, like trying to get from place to place. But then when I would stop and think about it, I'm like, damn,
crazy.
I'm in this place where I can only walk 5 feet without somebody wanting to talk to me and like have a minute of my time. And like I had to just be like, okay, wow, this could really make somebody's day, and like that kind of makes mine in return, like that somebody actually wants to take a picture with me. Like I'm just this goofy 20-year-old chick from Dayton, Ohio that does shit. Like, thank you for wanting to take a picture with me. So that's pretty cool. It was really awkward when somebody was like trying to talk to me and I was shoving rice cakes down my mouth, but it was all cool. It's all cool. And I mean the cliche high would be placing. I would say that is pretty. Like, as a competitor, that's, like, the best I've ever done at a show. But then, like, just getting to see everyone and meet everyone. Like, the band camp thing again. Like, I got to meet people in real life for the first time that I've been, like, friends with on the internet for months or years. And just getting to spend, like, I don't get to see these people all the time.
Sure.
Like, and just getting to enjoy life and, like, be around quality, genuine people. Because you don't get this many quality, genuine people, or at least I don't, like every single day.
True. That's
Yeah.
a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, say bye.
Bye!
Okay, bye.
Bye, motherfuckers.
Eat shit.
Okay, love you, bye!
Matt Vincent.
Whatever.
Just a big post a fucking YouTube video of Matt sleeping.
What did he say when we like woke him up last night?
Oh god. What did you say? Do you remember
Oh
that?
yeah, because I made him roll over.
Oh, it was so good.
Fucking make me cry.
Snuggles.
Happy now.
Okay, bye.